Assalamualaikum. Good day and thank you for this opportunity. My name is Nik Ahmad Farhan from University Malaysia Kelantan. Together with my team, I am proud to present our project Arguessay Evaluator, automating argumentative essay evaluation through a custom GPT framework. And here are my team, Dr. Hasna, Dr. Sohaida, and Dr. Liana will be sharing with you some insight on what we have gathered so far. At this point, you must be wondering what is Arguessay Evaluator. It is a beta version of GPT-powered tool that is built to evaluate argumentative essay. Now, bear in mind that this argumentative essay is conducted in one of UMK's English courses, Integrated Reading and Writing, UBI 20302. Now, this custom GPT actually rises from the demand for efficient and consistent essay scoring. As a course coordinator and also course instructor, I find it difficult and face several issues when I mark the argumentative essay, and I believe I am not alone. Traditionally, as quoted in many literatures out there, um, traditional essay marking, particularly argumentative essay, is subjected to time constraint, iterator reliability, and these lead to subjectivity and inconsistency. Therefore, my team and I believe there is a need for scalable AI-supported assessment tool just for this purpose. Now, Arguessay Evaluator integrates fine-tuning and prompt engineering based on academic rubrics that we have put into the system. It offers automated scoring and feedback aligned with Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, CEFR, which is the basis of reference for any languages in the world today as the existing rubric. And the rubric is built upon the criteria of the CEFR itself and of course the institutional standards of UMK. This custom GPT can be used not just for summative assessment scoring process, but perhaps in the duration, the formative duration of the learning. Let me walk through the architecture of the Arguessay Evaluator. At its core, Arguessay is designed to automate the evaluation of argumentative essay using a custom GPT engine. The process begins at the input layer where students upload their essay into the platform. Next, the essay is then processed through the argument analysis engine, which identifies claims, reasons, evidence, and counterarguments. This engine is powered by fine-tuned natural language processing models trained specifically on academic writing rubrics. The analysis fits into the scoring logic, which generate both analytic score, which covers elements like coherence, stance, and the use of evidence, and on the other hand, there's a narrative score, which offers personalized feedback. Now, all these results then delivered through a clean and interactive user interface, allowing users to download or act on feedback instantly. This modular AI-driven system ensures fast, consistent, and constructive evaluation, making it an ideal companion for students, educators like us, as well as the institution itself. Now, factoring all these issues, we factoring all these issues, we found a gap in the existing argumentative essay scoring process. Therefore, we believe there is a need in scoring process automation. Second, we also believe there is a need to enhance the reliability and accuracy of scoring process and at the same time minimizing the turnaround time for receiving both analytic and narrative feedback. As with any custom GPT, Arguessay Evaluator's auto-grading process and timely feedback may not be as critical as getting a consistent, reliable, and accurate score. Now, to ensure such consistency, what we do is we comparatively measure the consistency between the two raters, machine rater as well as the human rater. We divided the test into two phases. First is to train the machine or the Arguessay Evaluator to evaluate an argumentative essay. So the ratings are based on first evaluation, second rating, third feedback, and fourth the analysis. And to do this, the marking scheme, the rubric, and the prompt are fed into Arguessay for accurate markings. Meanwhile, the second stage is where the human training, where the human, where the human training, where the rubrics and answer schemes are delivered to the human rater. For the sake of these studies, we use 43 argumentative essay script, and the result was coded using SPSS. So the descriptive statistics are used to find percentage, frequency, mean, median, and mode, while inter-rater reliability is used to measure the rater's consistency in script marking. Now, looking at these two histograms on the slide, even though the dispersion of rater 2 is more than rater 1, we can safely point out that both raters have normal curve for marks distribution, suggesting that both raters, the machine as well as the human evaluator, are able to give marks which are consistent and reliable. Hence suggesting that this automated assessment system, when properly calibrated, can perform comparably to human raters in evaluating students' argumentative essay. On the other hand, we also measure inter-rater reliability between those two raters. We measured this using intra-class correlation coefficient ICC. So the result concludes that intra-class correlation coefficient between machine and human evaluator was low, as suggested by single measure ICC at 0.109. And the negative value of confidence interval of negative 0.078 to 0.339, which indicates a poor agreement between the two. Now, even though the result is statistically significant, the low reliability values suggest that the marks given by machine and by human are not consistent enough to be considered reliable. I'm going to discuss that in a bit. However, in terms of novelty, Arguessay Evaluator is built upon domain-specific customization and rubric-based scoring system. And these, we believe, can be adjusted accordingly depending on the purpose as well as the level of lessons or the course learning outcome. Now, this is also a teacher-friendly custom GPT, and it is supported by AI-powered feedback generator. And I believe it is the first of its kind in local context, particularly in English as second language ESL settings. And here are some of the samples of analytic scores and narrative feedback which is generated by Arguessay Evaluator. And this is what the instructor can look at. Now, as I've said earlier, despite its low reliability values, we are still optimistic on the impact of Arguessay Evaluator, as it is in its beta phase, it's a very initial phase, and more machine learning is more machine training is needed. And we also believe that the human evaluated training is equally important. And this customized automated scoring system can be widely used for argumentative essay marking as part of the teaching and learning process, where as it gradually becomes more robust, machine helps scoring while human monitor. That's what we are aiming for in the very near future. So to ensure the dynamic of Arguessay Evaluator to work within the minimum bias margin, we will also take into consideration of the empirical validation, just like ICC in our upcoming tests in the near future, just to ensure output reliability before this tool can be implemented in wider scales, that is. So additionally, we also like to extend the test across less control settings, particularly within the ESL broader range of linguistic diversity and contextual variation, or perhaps to extend this test in other contexts, such as English as foreign language, EFL, in the very near future. Now, those adaptive impact, we believe, will facilitate continuous refinement of the model scoring behavior. Now, let's take a look at the commercialization potential of the Arguessay Evaluator. This next generation e-assessment tool is built for scalability across multiple market segments. First, we strongly believe that this tool can be integrated into existing online learning platform like LMS, adding instant value to the existing e-learning ecosystems. Next is the business-to-business software as a service model, B2B SaaS model. targeting academic institutions. Here, Arguessay automates writing assessments at scale, reducing grading time and ensures standardized feedback aligned with CEFR, most importantly, and also its existing academic rubrics. We also see strong relevance for assessments agencies, especially as a pre-screening tool for IELTS and TOEFL providers, for instance, to offer fast AI-driven essay diagnostics to streamline candidate evaluation. And lastly, we have direct-to-students tools where learners can subscribe to premium plans and receive AI tutoring and personalized feedback, an ideal solution for independent learners, preparing them for high-stake exams. And these four verticals together position Arguessay Evaluator not just as an educational technological innovation, but as a commercially viable, high-impact product across both institutional and individual user bases. Now, before I end, I'd like to highlight the recognition and acknowledgements that mark significant milestone for the Arguessay Evaluator. First, we are proud to share that the innovation has been officially recognized through file copyright protection under Intellectual Property Corporation of Malaysia, MyIPO, and this, we believe, is vital to ensure that the intellectual property rights are secured, protecting both the concept as well as AI implementation model behind the Arguessay Evaluator itself. Additionally, the project has been academically acknowledged through a preprint publication titled The Arguessay Evaluator, Automating Argumentative Essay Marking Using a Customized Generative Pre-trained Transformer GPT Model. This established the theoretical and technological foundation of the work while opening doors for further scholarly dialogue and peer feedback. And together, these recognitions affirm both the innovation's originality and academic credibility, marking Arguessay as promising and protected contribution to AI-powered education. With that, I thank you for your time and you have a good day.